to take me to the by the airport. We get McDonald's, we park by the airport, and we'd watch private jets take off. Now, my mind thought nothing of it at the time, but my dad was visualizing.
Which absolutely did not happen, but that does nothing. It's just a waste of time to go do that unless you like watching planes. No matter how hard you think about it or how many friends you have who are successful, it does not translate to you unless you put in the work to get there. But now let's talk about the things Vince claims to own that we know he almost certainly does not. Now, if you're a car guy, you know cars are a bad investment. There's some cars out there that are good investments. If you store them, they'll appreciate in value over time. The more you drive a car, the less resale or collectability value it has. Now we'll get into the $3 million penthouse. Brickell is one of the hot spots of property development. People are loving to build new buildings and rent them out. Notice I said rent. It's leases, because check this out. How many people do you think that live in Miami burn out? People come, they spend crazy prices because they want to impress people they don't know and show that they have a lifestyle that they really don't. And they know, like you and I know, half these people down there, they're going to burn out, they're going to run out of money and go broke. And then what's going to happen? They're going to sell an apartment to one of these guys who
Thank you,
burns
Pug.
out, and
Man,
they're not going to get their HOA
I don't know what
fees.
happened.
They're going to have to go through the eviction process to get them out, and
Oh, remember, guys, we are taking a donation, 6,500 or any amount for the fence and mints. I will be trying to swim. I cannot swim, but I will go to the deep end for a few seconds or whatever you guys want to do. Remember, we're taking donations. Let's get it.
the eviction process is long and tedious. But what about his hot-ass girlfriend, according to him? She's cute. I'm not
He
going
said
to
the
cap.
deepest
She's
end.
cute,
Hell yeah,
but she's
to the deepest
cake-faced.
end.
Show her without makeup. Someone called Vincent Fisher
Oh
out and
man,
said,
I wouldn't
quote,
want to
she's
do
only
it.
with you because you're rich.
I'm kind of scared
6'5",
thinking
live in
about
a
it, but
two-story penthouse
yeah.
and ride around in supercars. Basically calling him out and saying, hey, you got a gold digger here, boss. And his response was, quote, yeah, jackass, I became the best option. That's the point. So he acknowledges that this girl is just a leech. She's just sitting there and only is with him because of his money, and he doesn't care.
Yo, so welcome to the YouTube video. We're doing a day in the life. Introduce yourself. Tell him your name.
The fact that a guy puts up with this shows that he's not a high-value man in general. But these people don't care because it's all about impressions and it's all about what they can get right now. But in 10 years, 20 years, when this guy fades off into obscurity, do you think this girl is going to be with him? I'll tell you right now.
Damn, pretty nice
So
piece
I'll
right
say
there.
something outlandish. Listen, everybody knows you need to take care of your mom, right? But I'll be
Pretty
like,
nice
if you're a
guma
full-grown
right
man and you
there.
have not retired your mom. That's how I started out. So what does that do? People are like, oh, you know, fuck this guy and this, that, and whatever. And then the rest of the video is like, listen, your mom should be your priority and this, that, and etc. The people that love it and they resonate, they'll follow. The people that hate it will boost the video.
Vincent Fisher outright tells you that he does stuff simply to get attention and go viral. So why would you believe anything this guy says, whether it's his claim that he was bullied growing up or that he's a multi-millionaire living the life of his dreams? Either Vincent's not very bright or he just thinks you're stupid, but either way, the writing is on the wall. He, like all these alpha males, buy into the idea that all publicity is good publicity, but no, it's not. When your personal brand is what makes you money, people's perception of that determines whether you're going to succeed or fail. That's why figures like Ty Lopez and Dan Locke, despite offering some shady, low-quality courses, have been able to stick around and kick it for over a decade because they put so much effort into maintaining their brand perception. But people like Vincent Fisher are more known by their nickname Pubes Watson than their actual name. And whether he wants to admit it or not, that's a bad thing. I also want to touch on something he said, how people who like the message will follow and the haters will simply boost you further. If someone actually likes what Vincent says and sees a bunch of people clowning on him and calling him out for a bunch of stuff, they're going to be much more cautious with trusting anything that guy says. A few days ago, Vincent Fisher slid in my DMs. He wanted to know if I was interested in learning more. Basically, do I want to give him money for his coaching plans? What's interesting about that is Vincent and I had a conversation a couple months ago when I first made this channel because I was trying to get content and I was mass messaging a bunch of alpha males and Vince ghosted me. So when I saw this message, I'm like, dude, you don't even know who you're messaging. We've already had this conversation and it was on the same account. And I'm thinking, dude, you don't even know what you're doing. You don't care about the person or what they're trying to do. You just care about making money. But for the sake of the video, I said, yeah, I'm interested in learning more. And I was ghosted again. But I will never be denied by Pubes Watson. I went on his website and found some free training thing. I honestly don't remember where I found it now, but I put in my name, email, number, everything. And at 9:30 p.m. on the night I was editing this video, I got a text. And that text was from one of Vincent Fisher's goons. He wants to have a call. Make sure you guys are here next week because I'm going to expose and critique that sales call I had with Vincent Fisher's team. And let me tell you, when I learned about the business model here, pretty sus. But I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm still working on that Grant Cardone video. I want to make sure everything is good on the legal side for me because he's kind of an eager beaver, likes to sue everybody. But please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys next week. But until then, stay
Damn. Okay, so Vincent Fisher is a piece of shit. All right. What the fuck is this? Wow. Wow, you're really funny, Pug. That's a little something. That's a little. I didn't see that coming. All right. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate that. I appreciate that. Wow.
Thanks, Upside, for sponsoring this video.
Welcome to the Yan Gan Cook Show. In China, the rice bowl does more than just hold your dinner. It symbolizes wealth and security. In fact, in China, if you have a good, steady job, they say that you have a golden rice bowl. That means it never breaks. Now, I want to, because I'm going to show you how to do a number of rice dishes today. So the first thing I want to do is to set all the facts straight. I don't know how many of you know that rice has been popular for billions of people, more than half of the world's population, for almost 6,000 years. And not only that, rice has more energy per pound than almost any other food. Anybody knows that? More energy. Rice has a wonderful complex carbohydrate and vitamin. And also rice is very, very low in fat and sodium. No cholesterol whatsoever. Isn't it wonderful? And not only that, each cup of rice only have less than 220 calories. And not only that, rice has 10% of the daily allowance for iron. So it's very high in iron. Not only that, rice has all 8 essential amino acids. Better yet, it's only 3 to 4 cents per half a cup of serving. It's wonderful. I'm quite sure a lot of people don't know so much good thing about rice. And I've been eating rice for 225 years. Now, first of all, I want to show you how to make perfect rice, because you start from cooking rice first. Then from rice, you can go on to do a number of other things. You can use rice in dessert. You can use rice in rice soup. You can use rice in sausage. You can use rice in everything. Now, here, I want to show you this. This is how rice look. Can you see this? See this? This is dry. I have this in my cooking school, and I showed it to all my students because this is very, very nice. In fact, I used it for my interior design. After you do this, I'm going to show you how easy it is. I'm going to put the rice over here. Now, I'm going to show you how easy it is to cook rice. A lot of people hesitated to use rice because they think it's a nuisance. It's difficult to cook perfect rice. And that is not true. It's actually very, very simple. You start it out with 1 cup of rice, and you use half a cup of water. 1.5 cup of water. So 1 to 1.5. If you add a tiny bit of butter and salt, you can use 1 cup of rice to 1 to 2/3 of a cup of water. Okay? So 1 cup of rice to 1 and 2/3 of a cup, or to cook rice the Chinese style, you use 1 cup to 1.5 cup of water. Okay? Now the rice you buy from Southeast Asia, you gotta wash it because it got a lot of foreign materials. But
Damn, my
rice you
PC's
buy
about to
in
die.
America, it's already added with vitamin, thiamine, and niacin. So don't wash it. If you wash it, you wash your money away. Okay? So just cook with 1 cup of rice. We'll turn this around. We'll show everybody. We'll turn this on. 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cup of water. You bring this to a boil over medium, high heat to high heat until you see crater holes. Most of the water evaporated, okay? Which takes about 15 to 18 minutes. Depends on whether you use electric or gas. And also depends on how high you turn it. But nevertheless, during this cooking process, don't stir it too much, okay? Otherwise, it might turn sticky because when you stir it, you break up the rice kernel. You see that? And then when it gets to a crater hole, okay, then look at this. You see the crater hole? Then you immediately cover this up. After you get to a point, the crater hole, then you cover up and turn it down to simmer and let it cook for approximately 20 minutes. Simmer, let it steam to allow the starch to gelatinize and get a nice, good gelatinization of starch. And I am going to set this aside, okay? Now, with the rice, I'm going to show you how to do a wonderful dish. This is going to be rice in lotus leaf. Now, everybody know, I'm going to set this up and get ready. Everybody know, rice is very versatile, a lot more versatile than potato. Rice, people use rice for target practice during weddings. You see, just like that. Can you imagine in weddings, you throw to the bride and the groom a potato? That is terrible. Now, in this particular dish is very simple. First of all, I am going to use this lotus leaf, okay? You see how this lotus leaf? I'm going to soak this in boiling water. Kind of blanch this in boiling water and soften it up first, okay? I want to show you a lotus leaf. See? Half moon, whole thing like this. Lotus leaf. See this? And this is dry. Everybody knows that in China, in the old days, there's no aluminum foil, plastic wraps, and things like that. So they use whatever is natural to package the rice. Aside from that, they also use these bamboo leaves. You see this? Beautiful bamboo leaves. This is 5,000 years old. Now, this particular dish is very easy to do. First, you start with the rice, which I have already cooked some rice, set it aside. And then I'm going to cut up some sausage. 1, 2, 3. This is Chinese pork sausage. The Chinese call lap cheng. Everybody say lap cheng. Everybody. Yeah, that means Chinese sausage, okay? And then we're going to saute this a little bit with a tiny bit of oil. This is all I need, approximately 2 teaspoons. Wow! And put tiny bit of this here, 1 Chinese sausage. And then do a tiny bit of celery. Fun. Now, set it aside and put it over here. Saute this and also put some dry mushroom, 2 to 3 dry mushroom, and about 1/4 cup of ham, 1/4 cup of dry shrimp. And if you want, you can even use a tiny bit of shallot. This is optional. Shallot is very, very popular in northern part of China. And if you want to make it more unique, you can chop up some cilantro. You see? You notice that I never raise my knife higher than my knuckle. That's why I can never get hurt. It doesn't matter how excited I get. And then you stir all of these, and then put a tiny, tiny bit of sesame seed oil. This is sesame seed oil. About half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, about 2 tablespoons or 1 to 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then we'll remove these. Okay, remove these. And then put the rice in here. This is already cooked. And I want to show you how easy it is to cook this dish. After you mix them all up, because the rice is already cooked and everything is already stirred. And when it's done, you take it out. Look at this, how beautiful. I'm going to show you this very, very simple, okay? Here, this is the lotus leaf. Shake them up a little bit. Or you can pat dry, it takes about 3 years. This is much more efficient. And then you open it up like this. Look at this, nice and round. It's nice and round. So you can put it this way, or this way, or this way. It is all the same. The Chinese call this the lotus position. Now, when you hold on to this, let me show you how easy. You put this over
He said he was on TV a lot back then. I bet.
Now, in
He
Mexican
can cook.
cuisine,
Looks good to me.
they use corn husks. In Hawaiian cooking, they use tea leaf. In Greek cooking, they use
Have you ever met him before, Pug?
grape leaf. Thank you. Somebody just remind me, grape leaf. And Chinese, they use lotus leaf and also bamboo leaf. In North America, we use plastic to hold our rice. Now let me show you. Hold on to this. Beautiful. Look at this. Hold on to this. Hold on to this. Hold on to this. You wrap it up like this. And after you do this, look at how beautiful. Now, it will stay close like this. So you do not have to use one of this darn thing to staple the darn thing up. And then you put it into this bamboo steamer. Look at this beautiful bamboo steamer. And steam it, and whenever you're ready, look at this beautiful. Now I want to show you how it actually looks after it is steamed. When you open this up, look at this beautiful. How do you like the rice? Put it in the lotus position. It's one of my favorites. It's also my mother's favorite. Rice is just like snowflake. There's no two grains look exactly the same. That's what I mean. I'm going to show you some of the rice and rice byproduct that you have never seen before. Here is regular long grain rice. Okay? Long grain rice are grown all over the world. But recently, also in California, we have the wonderful long grain rice. And then also, this medium grain rice, also well known, grown in California. This is the brown rice. And this is sweet rice, or they call short grain or glutinous rice. And here is the rice powder made from long grain rice. They use this for a lot of